And Joanne Strauss, just like a fine wine, gets better with time. That was just for you, Joe. But yes, right now we are talking about the Old Mutual Trophy Wine Show, which is a competition that recognizes the top winemakers and wines throughout the country and honors excellence in the wine industry. We have Mr. Michael Fridjon, who is the chairman of the Old Mutual Trophy Wine Show, joining us this morning to chat a bit more about the competition. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Hi, Lego.
So tell me a bit more about it. How did it come about, the Old Mutual Trophy Wine Show?
Well, I've been judging overseas for many years, and I saw that the way that judging works is either that the winemakers judge their own products, which doesn't really have a consumer bent, and ultimately they have a different view on wine. And I thought what we really needed was a wine show judged by judges with a view to producing results useful to consumers. And that's why we formed the show in 2002.
Yeah. And so when it came to the partnership with Old Mutual and the show, how did that collaboration happen?
It was a logical fit in many ways. I mean, as Old Mutual say, their view on life is that they look for inherent quality and for long-term potential. It's the nature of investments that you should do it that way. It's exactly the same as what good wine judges should be looking for in wine. And as they say, investments and wine take some time to mature.
Yeah. So tell us more about that process of judging. You're talking about professional judges who know a thing or two about wine, judging the competition and the winemaker's produce. How does it work, the competition itself?
We have panels of 3 judges plus an associate judge who's a judge in training. We also incidentally run a wine judging academy in order to develop the judging talent that long-term the show and the industry require. The 3 judges are briefed to deal with a particular class of wines, Cabernet or Sauvignon Blanc or Chardonnay.
Yes.
And by consensus, to divide that class into gold medal winners, which are wines that score 90 or more.
Wow.
Silver medals 80 to 89, bronze 70 to 79, and wines below that, which may in fact be very good wines, good commercial wine, but not medal quality of the kind that we want to see rewarded.
It sounds like there's a huge sense of responsibility that these judges are charged with in order to determine, you know, what's a good wine or not. Is it an easy process? I mean, I've been to a few wine tastings before and you're told to do this and that, but is it an easy process to tell what is a good wine or a bad wine?
We'd like to think it is, but the reality, of course, is that if it were that easy, personally, anyone could be a wine judge.
True.
And there's a difference between wine appreciation, wine enjoyment, and having the technical skills to discern that inherent quality and to recognize whether or not that wine has potential.
Okay.
And that's what the training program is about. And we also want our judges to be able to see whether a wine, charming though it may be, has technical faults which will ultimately stop it from giving the kind of pleasure that consumers would look for.
Yeah. So who were the judges this year?
Well, we have on the show, out of the 9 judges, 3 are internationals, so that on any one panel at any time, there's an international judge. The 3 internationals included Gerard Basset, who is a master of wine and a master sommelier. We had Véronique Drouin, who has been making wine in Burgundy and in Oregon for many years, and Fengyi Walker, who is China's best-known wine educator.
Wow.
Amongst the local judges, we had a couple of new ones this time, J.D. Pretorius, who makes wine at Steenberg, and Trizanne Barnard, who has been making white wine under the Trizanne signature label. We have Cathy van Zyl, who's a master of wine, and Christian Eads, who's been judging with us for many years.
Yeah. Who are some of the winners this year? I mean, I take it from this, we more or less then know which are the top wines in South Africa.
Well, the results were announced yesterday, so indeed we not only know, but we're allowed to tell.
Yes.
And we had a fabulous array of winners. The overall competition winner, the winner of the Fairbairn Capital Trophy for the show's best producer was KWV, whose Mentors range has in fact been taking many of the trophies and medals at the show over the years. The show's top Chardonnay and top white wine came from Mulderbosch, and surprisingly the trophy for the best red wine, which also won the trophy for the best Shiraz, comes from a tiny vineyard on Mount Sutherland. Sutherland is, as you know, very cool. It's a vineyard at an altitude of 1,500 meters. I've got fabulous photographs of the vines covered in snow.
Wow.
And that wine is just a completely stunning, classically styled Shiraz from a completely new site.
Fantastic. So finally, where can people go? I understand there's going to be some public tastings where, now that the judging is down, now the wine enjoyment can take place.
The Cape Town public tasting is next week on the 6th of June. The convention centre from 5 to 8:30. And tickets cost 150 Rand and should be booked through CompuTicket. that tasting is very full. People know about it. The wine buffs queue up for it. In Johannesburg, it's at the 12th of June, also at the Convention Centre, and it runs from 5 to 9 p.m. there.
Fantastic. Michael, thank you very much.
You
can find out more information on www.trophywineshow.co.za. Also go onto Twitter and follow the handle @OMTrophyWines. Now stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show. When we return, we also chat to the hottest mommy in the world and how she's able to do it. Looking so good, my goodness.